Ryan again, and I'm excited to discuss and share with you Bloxels EDU. I've talked to a lot of schools that had Bloxels and purchased them 15 plus months ago. I do want to share the difference and make sure that you understand the difference between it. So number one, the Bloxels and the physical hardware are the same. You still have your blocks, you still have your black crate. What's different about Bloxels EDU is the ability for the teacher to be able to see and interact with the student projects. The student projects are saved so they can continue to update those, and there's curriculum and resources available for teachers. So I just wanted to first off share the difference between Bloxels and Bloxels EDU. So to dive a little bit more into Bloxels EDU, I'd like to talk about the flexibility. So Bloxels can be used on an iPad, it could be used on an Android device, and now on a Chromebook, whether you're downloading an Android app to a Chromebook that can run Android apps, or if you're using the website. Bloxels EDU recently launched a website that you're able to create and interact with. There's a teacher hub which I referenced, and I'm going to dive into that momentarily, but that teacher hub allows the teacher to create classes, to invite students and be able to see the progress that the students are making. He or she is also able to supply badges for achievement. So it creates that gamification and that interactive, engaging learning opportunity for students. Now, Bloxels EDU is not just a game creation tool. Yes, you can create games, but it's also a way to allow students to demonstrate understanding. Bloxels EDU has a lot of games that are educationally focused in their portal. Also, it's a great way for your students to share and create games around what they've learned. So it's a different way to assess students. It fits into a project-based learning experience very well. Bloxels EDU supplies you story mapping tools that allows the students to not only create the game, but they're going through the creation process. So they're identifying different roles, different expectations for creating the game, and they're doing this in groups. So they're using that backwards design engineering process to be able to create a game that not only helps them learn in the process, not only demonstrates their understanding, but allows other students to learn through the game that they've created. It truly is cross-curricular. A lot of people think of game design falling only into that computer science class or that STEM environment. It does very well, but you also have the ability, again, for students to be able to learn with or demonstrate learning using the Bloxels EDU solution. So first things first, I'm going to show you what the Teacher Hub looks like. So within the Teacher Hub, you have a class menu, you have resources, and then you have your account information. So I'm going to dive right into my classes. Once a class is made, you have the ability to see your students. So each student would have an avatar that represents them. Within your class, you also have a class library. This is the opportunity where you can supply gaming assets to the students if you want. You do have the ability to say rock and roll, go on your own, but if you want to supply some supplemental resources, whether they're backgrounds or avatars, etc., you can do that. Another element of this portal is the ability for students to publish their game to others. This is managed by the teacher. So the teacher has the ability to turn on or off the arcade. What that means is if the arcade is on and a student goes to publish their game, the teacher will have to approve it, and then it shows for the other students. So the other students would be able to leverage or play games that other students have created. Once I jump in, I'm also going to go back to my students. So if I look at a specific student, let's take Andrew. If I go into Andrew, his portal, you can see different badges that he may have earned, messages that I may have sent him, or games that he may have created. So Henry has created 3 different games or interacted with 3 different games. One is called Geometry, one is called DNA, and one is called Honest Abe. So I can, as a teacher, select, I can look at the game, what the game looks like, and I can also see the content that the student put into the game. This is where teachers are really able to not only look at game design, but look at the content and the learning material that the student is supplying. Now, as far as creation, yes, you can do that on an iPad, an Android device, but now also on a Chromebook. And there's a website to do that. And if I just jump into Builder here real quick and I click on Games, I have the ability to access any of the games I've created. We're going to jump into DNA. I can share it with others, I can delete it, or I can open it. Once I select my avatar, it will actually take me into the game I've created, and if I'd like to play it, I can press this play button, or from here, I can edit it. So not only can I use the blocks, the physical hardware that comes with the Bloxels EDU solution, I can also digitally modify my game. So this is really nice for students that go home and want to continue to work on their games. You don't have to supply them the blocks to do that. So to go ahead and play, I'm going to go ahead and press play, and I can actually interact and move throughout this game. One of the things we continue to hear from schools is coming up with a bundle or a kit that supplies different types of STEM or maker solutions. Sam Labs and Bloxels EDU are going to be put into some of these kits. So we're currently building 4 different STEM or maker kits that are going to be launched early this fall. These kits have products that do not overlap too much. I know there's a lot of tools out there that do the same thing. They might be a different size, shape, or color. These solutions that we're going to put into these kits fit very well together and create different learning opportunities for students. But those kits are going to be an elementary STEM kit, a maker kit. We're going to have a tech list kit, so a learn to code kit without needing a computer or mobile device, especially for the pre-K through 2 students. And we're also going to be using or creating a workbench, a Google Workbench kit that will allow you to use all the different tools that have partnered with Google to code and learn with. If you have any questions or would like pricing, please feel free to reach out to your account executive.